Alright, welcome back guys to another video and Dying Light 2. This time I want to go over a few things that a lot of people probably did not know about. And this is how to gain momentum in certain situations where you thought it wouldn't really be possible, just from the small clips that you would see for certain skills in the game, and if you may have overlooked small details in the actual descriptions of them. And this is going to be combining a few perks in order to make certain things happen, and also just little things that the game doesn't really tell you in general. And we're going to go over the skills, and what we're going to need for this one, we're going to need active landing. And this makes it to where that when you are able to roll, you're able to jump really high after you hit the ground, or you just have, or you have landing jump is what I mean there. You can have that, you can jump really high when you hit the ground after holding circle to do active landing. That just makes it to where that you're just able to jump really high. And you have active landing right here, which you could press circle before hitting the ground, and you do a bit of a roll. So, you know, normally when you're dropping from small areas, you just push circle. Your guy will just kind of hit the ground there, and there's no real problem with that at all. But if you see, like when I hit the ground, nothing pops up, right? So I just hit the ground normally, but as you can see when I hit the ground, that little L3 prompt pops up right when I hit the ground there. So that's actually a combination of the after boost skill, which you get all the way down here, along with active landing or landing jump. And this one will make it to where that you are able to climb faster, or not climb faster. This is able to actually have a sprint boost after doing a large amount of different types of parkour moves. This includes climbing walls, as it shows in the description, any kind of wall that's really higher than you. And you can actually see active landing, so every time that you press circle right before you hit the ground, normally it'll go into the active landing roll. You could press L3 right when you do that roll and you get yourself a bit of a speed boost. But you can also use this when you're not dropping down into a roll. You know, you just hit the normal ground and be able to sprint off right off the bat. It's really cool. And you also have etc. So that includes things like sliding. So you're running and you can slide. You have a little bit of a speed boost that you can pop up and then run around really quickly after the slide. And that's probably one of the easiest ways to get the boost out of it. So you can easily like run, slide, run, jump, active landing, jump up, climb, boost again, and then swing, you know, jump up, climb. You can also use the dart ability that you get after the after boost to speed boost a little bit more. So you can run around a little bit more. Active landing for the roll, and then that's a speed boost that you can get afterwards. So what you can do, you can technically bunny hop. So if you hold R1 to do a high jump, do not just press R1, or you just do a small little jump like this. So that's one thing I also want to point out while we're doing this, is a lot of people say that the parkour feels floaty. One, you have a bunch of parkour skills making you jump like an absolute madman that's on steroids, so obviously it's going to be feeling floaty if you're flying through the air. But I think a lot of people mean that you can just jump up and do a high drop kick, and it's like really high up off the ground like that. As you can see, like by the time I actually kick, I'll be hitting the guy in the dang face instead of in the body. You would actually just want to tap R1 and then do a drop kick, and that'll be a normal one hitting people. So they actually combine the high kick on accident while pushing the drop kick button, which is L1. So a lot of people run into that, and that's how they say the combat feels floaty. It's actually their fault for holding down R1 or the high jump while doing that, which is funny they haven't caught on to that yet. But anyway, back onto what I was saying. So you can use all those after skills or after boost skills in order to run around, especially with the sliding, which it doesn't tell you about. And technically the active landing, which you can use, but a lot of people apparently did not read that. It's better used on high surfaces. So we just jump up, circle, R1, L3, 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 and you can keep hitting that over and over again. It takes a little bit of practice to get down like that, even though I messed up after like the third try. So you can practice it over and over again. So technically you can be frog hopping like that, and you can actually slowly just rack up a bunch of parkour moves just using that one combo. Or you can run, do a slide, speed boost that uses no stamina at all to be doing. None of this stuff actually does. unless you're actually using the dart ability. This one will actually use up your stamina until you're actually completely out of stamina. So that is one thing to use. There's also a couple other things that the game doesn't tell you. This will require certain tools, the Night Runner tools. You're going to need the grapple hook. So you're going to need the grappling hook and also the paraglider right down here. So that'll make it to where you're able to fly around and you're also able to swing around with this. So what you'd want to do normally, if you grab something, you can swing pretty easily. And now obviously, you can use the boost, like after you grab onto something, you can press L2 again and just yank yourself around like that. And it just kind of launches you up into the air like that. It's a weird boost that you can get, but it doesn't really last after like the second or third try, so it's not really that good. But there's actually something that you can do. There is a swing kick in the game. It's supposed to be an attack you're able to do, so you're able to swing down and kick in a person if you can line it up right. So you can swing and do that. So it's actually really cool, but what you can see here, it actually boosts you and gives you a massive amount of momentum. You're able to swing and then actually use that. So you don't actually need to press L2 in order to get that grapple boost. You can just hold down and then boost forward. So you will be a little bit lower from whatever area you are in, unless you can actually like work with it a little bit more. I haven't actually practiced that move a whole lot, so I'm not necessarily the best at it just yet. But you can use that, swing around, and boost forward and grab onto certain objects. So you can keep up a huge amount of momentum between like jumping between each and every building, and it's actually really cool. So it also works with the paraglider, so you can actually pull paraglider, boost. Okay, don't do what I just did there. But yeah, so I want to have to come up here. So that is also one thing I want to point out. So doing this is a little bit tricky if you have a certain skill unlocked. So normally you can jump up. You can jump up and hold R2, and you'll do a ground pound if you're in the middle of the air there. So it's actually really cool of a skill, but if you hold R2 for too long in the air, you will go into the ground pound. That does require you to hold down R2. So doing these swing kicks with the grapple hook or with the paraglider, so you're able to use this, you can boost and kick forward, and as you can see there, you can get a massive amount of momentum, and you get your stamina brought right back up. So you can paraglide, and then go down to the enemy, kick them, and also swing at the same time apparently. So you can do that. So it's really cool. So swing, kick, kick. You can do stuff like that if you really wanted to, so you can get a little bit extra boost out of it. So that's one thing a lot of people don't really use. It took me forever to actually figure that one out. And I was trying to hit a volatile like a good ways out when I was using the paraglider, and that's how I actually found out about that. So really cool thing that I think a lot of parkour enthusiasts or anyone that really want to get the most out of the parkour skill tree or skill set in this game, I think it would be pretty helpful for anyone like that. And yeah, that's really about it. Everything that I found that is hidden and things that people can easily overlook in the parkour skill tree, and how it can actually work. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.